you're spoken to. Margot didn't move. They edged away from her. They would not look at her. And this was because she would play no games with them in the echoing tunnels of the underground city. They tagged her and ran. She stood only blinking after them and did not follow. And then, of course, the biggest crime of all was that she had come here only 5 years ago from Earth. And she remembered the sun and the way it was in the sky when she was 4 years old in Ohio. And they had been on Venus all their lives. And they had only been 2 years old when last the sun came out. They had long since forgotten the color and the heat of it, the way it really was. But Margot remembered. "It's like a penny," she said once. "No, it's not," the children cried. "It's like a fire in the stove." "You're lying. You don't remember." But she remembered and stood quietly apart from all of them. "Get away! What are you waiting for?" Then, for the first time, she turned and looked at him. And what she was waiting for was in her eyes. "Well, don't wait around here. You won't see nothing." "But nothing. It was all a joke, wasn't it? Nothing's happening today, is it?" The children started to catch on. "Nothing, nothing." "Oh, but this is the day. The scientists predict. They say, they know. The sun, all a joke. Hey, everyone, let's put her in the closet before teacher comes." "No!" They all surged about her, caught her up, and then dragged her, protesting, then pleading, back a tunnel and a room and a closet where they slammed and locked the door. Smiling, they turned and went back down the tunnel, just as the teacher arrived. "Ready, children?" "Yes." "Are we all here?" "Yes." The rain slackened still more. They crowded to the huge door. The rain stopped. The silence was so immense and unbelievable that you felt your ears had been stopped or had lost your hearing altogether. The door slid back and the smell of the silent waiting world came into them. The sun came out. It was the color of a flaming bronze and very large, and the sky around it was a blazing blue tile color, and the jungle burned with sunlight as the children rushed out yelling into the springtime. "No, don't go too far. You've only got 2 hours, you know. You wouldn't want to be caught out." But they were running and turning their faces up into the sky, feeling the sun on their cheeks like a warm iron. They were taking off their jackets and letting the sun burn their arms. Oh, it's much better than sun lamps, isn't it? Much, much better. They stopped running and stood in the great jungle that covered Venus, that grew and never stopped growing, tumultuously, even as you watched it. The children lay out laughing. They looked at everything and savored everything. Then they ran and ran in shouting circles. They ran for an hour and did not stop running. And then, in the midst of the running, one of the girls wailed. Everyone stopped. "Oh, look! Look!" In the center of her hand, cupped and huge, was a single raindrop. She began to cry. A few cold drops fell on their noses and their cheeks and their mouths, and the sun faded behind a stir of mist. They turned and started to walk back toward the underground house, their hands at their sides, their smiles vanishing away. A boom of thunder startled them. The sky darkened into midnight in a flash. They stood in the doorway of the underground for a moment until it was raining hard. Then they closed the door, and they heard the gigantic sound of rain falling in tons and avalanches everywhere and forever. Will it be 7 more years? Yes, 7. Margot! What? She's still in the closet where we locked her. Margot. They stood as if someone had driven them like so many nails into the floor. They looked at each other and then looked away. They glanced out at the world that was raining now and raining steadily. They could not meet each other's glances. Well, no one moved. Come on. They walked slowly down the hall in the sound of cold rain. They walked over to the closet door slowly and stood by it. Behind the closet door was only silence. They unlocked the door even more slowly and let Margot out.
Sophie survived Auschwitz during that horrible time in history when humans were slaughtered because of their religion. Sophie's survival was rare, but not without a cost. She lost many loved ones and had to overcome some very bad memories, including a heartbreaking choice. Sophie's Choice by William Styron.
I was taken prisoner sometime during the middle of March 1943. It was late in the afternoon when the speedy little 3-car train I was riding lurched to a shuddering halt. Somewhere on the outskirts of Warsaw. I had something more powerful than just a mere premonition. It was a certainty. A certainty that I would be sent to one of those camps. This deranging flash came to me, even before the Gestapo police, half a dozen or more, clambered onto the top of the train and ordered everyone out to the street. It was a roundup, I knew, which I had dreaded and anticipated, even as the tramway-star car came to its shuddering halt. Something in that suddenness and quick deceleration felt doom to me. There was doom, too, in the acrid, metallic stench as the wheels breaking against the rails. This is no accident, I thought. This is the German police. They discovered my 12-kilo cut of ham almost immediately. My strategy, fastening the newspaper wrap package to my body underneath my dress so as to make me look corporately pregnant, was used enough by now almost to call attention to itself rather than work as a ruse. But I had tried it anyway, urged on by the old lady who had told me so graciously. You can at least try. They will certainly discover you if you carry it out in the open. Besides, you look and you act like an intellectual. This will help. But I had not foreseen either the roundup or its thoroughness. Certain things about the trip I remember with utter clarity. The stench, the airlessness, the constant shifting of positions. Jan's books. Then she tried to read and see people write as he sat on my lap. Eva's two positions. That she refused to park in the luggage rack, but clutched fiercely as if at any moment they might be wrenched from her hands. Her flute in its leather case, and her one-eyed teddy bear she had kept since the cradle. Hunger pains became me. Nothing at all to eat. Ava beginning to cry for the first time, torn by spasms of hunger. Hush, baby. A slamming, breaking stop. Auschwitz. We waited in the car during most of the rest of the day. It must have been early in the afternoon when word came regarding the hundreds upon hundreds of Jews from Alchemia in the forward cars. All the Jews had gone to the cats. Ava began to wail loudly. Oh, the children had been so brave during the trip, but now the little girl's hunger blossomed into real pain, and she squealed in anguish while I tried to rock and soothe her, but nothing seemed to work. The child's screams were for a moment more terrifying to me than the word about the doomed Jews. Oh, but soon they stopped. Oddly, it was John who came to the rescue. He had a baby with his sister, and now he took over. At first, shushing her in the words of some private language only they shared, and then pressing next to her with his book. With a pale eye, he began reading to her. He was able to laugh and to giggle, and instead of trying to sing song, cast a gentle spell, combining this Ava's exhaustion to lull her to sleep. Several hours passed. It was late afternoon. I wonder if it was not then that I became unconscious. For the next thing I remember, I was out on a run with Jean and Ava, coming face to face with an SS doctor. You have come to a concentration camp, not a sanatorium. And there are only one way out, up the chimney. Anyone who don't like this can try hanging himself on the wires. If there are any Jews here, you have no right to live more than 2 weeks. Any nuns? Like the priest, you have 1 month. All the rest, 3 months. The first thing he
like to get you into bed with me. I ignored what he was saying and placed one arm around Jean's face and the other one around Ava's shoulders and said nothing. I know you are a Polak, but are you also another one of these filthy communists? No, I am not Jewish, or my children. They're not Jewish either. They're racially pure. They speak German. Please, a mistake has been made. I am guilty of nothing. Well, that is, I am guilty of nothing truly serious. I should be immediately set free. You see, sir, it is like this. I am foolish, and indeed I am guilty of smuggling food. But it's a small kind, don't you see? I was only trying to help my mother, who is very sick. Please, I urge you to try to understand that this is nothing when compared to the nature of my background, my upbringing. You see, sir, it is like this. I am originally from Krakow, where my family were very passionate German partisans. Part of the vanguard of the countless members of the Third Reich, who admired National Socialism and the principles of the Führer. Please, my father was to the depths of his soul and anti-Semitic. I'm a Christian. I'm a devout Catholic. So, you are not the communist? You are a believer? I believe in Christ. So, you believe in Christ the Redeemer, eh? Did he not say, suffer little children to come unto me? You may keep fun of your children. What? You may keep fun of your children. The other part will have to go. Which one will you keep? You mean I have to choose? You are a Polak, not a Yid. This gives you a privilege, a choice. I can't choose. I can't choose. Shut up. Hurry up now and choose. Choose or else send the bus over there, quick. I have sacrificed. I have lost a husband and a father already. And my mother is dying of tuberculosis. Please, I can't choose. Don't make me choose. Send the bus over there then. No, wait. Take my baby. Take my little girl. Eva was taken away. And I never saw her again. She still had her teddy bear and her flute. And so, there is one thing that is still a mystery to me, and that devises I know what the Nazis turned me into a sick animal like all the rest. That I should feel so much guilt over the things that I had done there, and over just being alive. This guilt is something I cannot get rid of, and I think I never will, because I cannot get rid of it.
Children often take bedtime to have their most lively lives. Night after night, they become the funnest in the gym. In Childhood by Bill Cosby, Jamie, who was 2 years older than her sister, believes that her maturity gives her certain rights to the bedroom she was forced to share with her younger sister.
But Rhonda doesn't feel her youth isn't handled. Every night, she is ready, willing, and able to fight for the right of the one small mattress that the 2 sisters share. Childhood by Bill Cosby.
This is my side of the bed, and I don't want you on it.
What do you mean, your side? Nobody owns a side.
Well, I do, and this is it. And I don't want your body touching my body on my side of the bed.
Well, I'll be on whichever side I want to be on. The right side, the left side, or any other side.
Any side but my side. I don't want you touching anything, especially me,
Why don't you want anyone touching you all of a sudden?
for a very good reason. Because you're not really my sister.
What? I'm somebody's sister.
Well, that may be. You just don't happen to be mine.
And how do you know? Did you look it up or something?
I know because you weren't born here.